So I'm sorry this took so long, but I had to figure out like a way to record this because I couldn't hold the phone up while I was drawing on my arm. So I got my dad's tripod. So this is going to be as YouTubery as I can manage. So this is the original dark mark, and this is the one which I drew on my arm because it looks way cooler. This one kind of looks a bit lame. And this is the one I'll show you how to draw, I guess. These are all the pens that I use to draw, and I know that they look like a lot, but really you could survive with just one of each of these four categories. So these are all ballpoint pens, right? And I use these to do like the first like rough kind of a sketch because they wipe off really easily. These are lining or inking pens, and they work for like the smaller lines and stuff, and I have them in three. These are three different sizes. 0.5, nothing is focusing. Ding. There we go. So 0.5, 0.2, and 0.8, 8 being the thickest and 2 being the thinnest. And you don't really need them, but I kind of put detail in what I draw, so whatever. These are just normal drawing pens that I do if I want the lines to be darker, because sometimes they don't make the darkest lines, or if I want them to be like easily smudged, then these smudge easily if I want to shade, but you don't really need it for this drawing. And these are like markers. These are more like markers. And so I use those for like the darkest lines. I'm pretty sure I need like my black marker as well, but I cannot find it, so we're just gonna have to ignore that for now. And this is a white pen. Wait, you can't see it. This is my white and gold pens. These are my white and gold pens. And you don't need them. Again, I use the white to make the black really pop out if there's not enough contrast, because after a while the drawing does get smudged. And if I want to get rid of the smudge without washing the entire drawing, I'll just use white to cover it up. And then gold because it's shiny. Black marker as well. And I also found out that I don't know how to say thickest and thinnest properly, which is nice. But yeah, black markers are really helpful. But they smudge, so you have to be like kind of careful with them. No idea how long it took me to set up the camera. But I think this is a pretty good angle to have. I have nap lines on me. Alright, so first thing you do is you grab a ballpoint pen and pick the lightest one that you have. Really end it somewhere. This one's my favorite because it has like, look how thin that is. Okay, so if you can see here, you just take the whole tattoo whatever and you divide it into three parts. The first part is like the skull. The second part is slightly shorter, but it's the middle area, and then the third part is the snake, which is about the same size as the skull. Yeah, they're the same size. So these two are the same, and then this is just slightly smaller. I also got gloss. If you can see, I have no idea what the camera angle is, and I just filled it with water, way too much water, and I have like a Q-tip to like if anything needs to be erased, I just use that for that. Actually, normally I just run to the washroom and wash it off, but whatever. Grab the pen that you want to grab, and also like grab like some paper because the pen will dry out when you're drawing on your skin. And make a line for how long, mark out how long you want this to be. So like I'm going to start over here, and let's say I want the skull to be, if the skull is this much, you multiply that by 3, it's going to come up to like here roughly, right? So you have the skull which is about this big. So I mark out how long I'm going to have the tattoo, so it's going to come to here. This part is for the skull, this is for the body which is slightly smaller, and then this part is for the snake, right? And then now the first thing you do is you get started on the skull. Okay, so I hope you can see this, right? So you mark out the skull, and I said this pen is easy to like, erase. I mean, like you just rub on it and it goes away pretty easily. See? Alright, so you start sketching out the skull from like, the head area, which is just kind of like a semicircle. And you go down. And you can make out like the lower jaw, mark that out as well where you mark the end of the skull. And then from there also just go. This part does not matter, you can make it like really, really rough if you want to. Because when you when you draw over it, it does like look completely different in the end. So that's okay. They can be messy. So you can see, you mark out the eyes. Next, at first you mark out the size of the Deathly Hallows, which is in like the center of the forehead. So make a tiny little triangle. And it can be neat because you are going over this later. That's a triangle, and like a circle in the center. And then you make the line come through. So that's your hallow. Here you can see, alright. And then you mark out the two eyeballs roughly. They can just be circles really right now, but if you want to make a more accurate shape in the beginning, you can do that. And I'm going to probably just shut up in between because I'll speed up certain parts. So here's your nose. This is the other eye. Over here. See, this is completely rough. Can you see this? Yes, you can. And then you mark out a part for the nose, which is about here. This is about it. This is it roughly. And I know it looks really stupid right now, but that's because we're going to line later. Like these eyes are actually, they should be bigger. At least like width-wise. Okay, it looks pretty easy. And now that you've gotten this area, and also it does not even have to look accurate because when you start shading it in, it just immediately looks much better. So even if it doesn't look like the actual picture, it'll look really good still. Like you won't notice a difference unless you compare it directly to a picture. So that's fine. Roughly marking out the teeth. And yes, it does look this stupid in the beginning, don't worry, you can trust me. Because once you erase the lines and then start the shading, it's going to get much better. To erase the hollow mark with my Q-tip. I'm sorry, I'm not a professional, okay? I make mistakes. I always like redo it when I'm drawing. And I'm just taking a wet Q-tip and erasing it so I don't absolutely wreck my skin trying to scratch it off or something. But the forehead is a bit bigger and the Deathly Hallow mark should be higher because it's not really enough, because there's not shading in the forehead and you kind of want to be able to see that. So actually you can just leave the top of the skull empty until you're done with the hollow. So mark the lowest point, which is like here-ish. And then mark up the triangle. The circle. Yes, it can be rough, it's fine. and then mark out the skull again, slightly above this point, and then go out and draw it out properly. See? That does look a lot cooler than I did before. Okay. You can also just make your own adjustments if you want it to look different than the picture, that's fine. So this is what you want to get. I'm sorry you have to redraw the halo mark, but yeah. For the skull for now, you can move up and now focus on the other section. So we're going to do that. First, we're going to mark 2 points at the bottom of the skull for where we want the first snake thingy thing. I'm so good at English to come out. And you make marks for the other 2 as well, so try not to weigh that when you're plotting graphs, you just mark it out and then you connect the lines later. Ding. You can hardly see the marks, but they'll come out when I actually draw them. So, when you make the divisions, try to be accurate about it because you are going to think that you need more space when you do not. This is where my body is going to end. Last time I drew it, this was only half my body. So I'm going to try to be a bit more careful. Actually, like, make it come to like here. But I'm going to be more careful with my proportions now because the skull should be, according to this drawing, bigger than how I drew it to be. So, just small. It's okay if it's not neat. It's okay if your fingers are shaky. It's going to come off anyway. When you line it, it's going to hardly be noticeable. So, right. The trick to maintaining your proportions is to draw from the top and then draw from the bottom as well, so that you make them meet in the middle instead of forcing what's below to conform to what's on top. That sounded so unnecessarily poetic, but whatever. So yeah. I mean, you can, of course, if you want, change it up a bit. Because really, if you make the center part bigger, it doesn't look bad either, so I just didn't want to give you an inaccurate video. So that's why I redid it. I wish I could show you the image and my arm at the same time so that you understand what I'm doing, but I'll send you the picture separately so you can actually see what's going on. Yeah, okay. I'm gonna put this down. To the end. And then it kind of folds over here, so. The key is to just keep going and not focus on details because when you do it and because really proportions don't matter too much once you're done shading for things which are not realistic. For realism, you really need to make sure it runs perfect before you shade. But for things like this, as long as your shading looks good, the whole thing's gonna look good. So it actually does not matter. Alright, this is gonna come out from here. So it's okay, you can always pause the video. You need to catch up. I'm basically tracing over the old markings at this point because I had to reshoot this thing because it wasn't recording. And the lines can overlap because that's also going to get erased in the end. This should take you a good hour, this entire drawing. It took me 40 minutes the first time because I wasn't so paranoid about getting it right. But at least it's fun. You can see, right? Yeah. So this is about it for the middle parts drawing. I'm going to move this so you can see properly. But this is what we've done so far. It's not focusing. There we go. This is what we've done so far. What we've done so far. And it's just a sketch, so yeah. One of my favorite part, which is the snake. And this, so you measure out the size of the skull that you made with your fingers, and then mark that out for where the snake should end, which is about a bit longer than how I initially marked it out, but roughly the same, which is good. And for the snake, first thing you're going to do is clean off the line which is at the end of the middle snake thing. You do that first, so you make that line, and then you make the line at the bottom. Okay? And so you have these 2 arcs basically. Then you move a bit lower. Over here, you make a little mark. You make a line like this, and then you, you make one bump over here, and then one bump which goes up, and then you can leave out the detail or whatever, just kind of follow the shape I'm making. And if you don't know what I'm making, this is basically the head. So right now it's rough, so I don't have to worry about messing anything up too much. So this is kind of what the head shape is like. We're obviously going to refine it later and make it more angled, but you want the big shape. This part is the hardest, so you can just look directly at the image when you're making this and then try to copy the video, but it's going to be really, it might not work out the first time. For me, the first time I drew it, it actually came out perfectly. I got really lucky. I don't think it's going to be the same this time. Thing is, always you mark out bigger shapes and then you fill the big shape with smaller shapes, because if the big shape comes out accurate, the things inside the big shape are also going to, okay, no, this is kind of working. Okay. Except I'm probably going to extend the bottom of my snake because I'm going to make it bigger, which is fine. I think it's not like you're going to run out of your arm. Roughly making the teeth, I'm going to fix that later. Over here, more right here. This is roughly where the eye is going to go. And this one's actually going to be a more steep line, so I can erase the tinier line. You can see I made a lot of mistakes because my Q-tip has gotten really dirty. Keep at least 2. I have another one, but it's kind of far away, so I can't get it. But this is the shape, and again, it doesn't have to be perfect because the second shade is going to look awesome anyway. I recommend making like thicker lines around borders if lines overlap, so that you don't mix up what you're drawing. I'm going to now erase my bottom line because I probably have to do that anyway. You can do that with your finger. I don't know why I'm using my Q-tip so much. I just do it with my finger. And okay, so so instead of the bottom line coming there, this is going to be the first line. So it's not that big of a difference. You didn't mess up. You draw a point over here. So now you have the inner circle. I always recommend drawing the inner circle and then the outer circle, because if you only draw the outer circle, you tend to kind of mix up the shape, mess up the shape. I can't speak. This comes out like over here. You can always just erase that. I'm actually going to give it more space, so I'm going to go up in the ones I marked, erase the inner lines. Using your nail is actually so helpful for erasing because it just kind of scratches it off. Bing. Alright, can you see? Oh shoot, could you see this the entire time? I hope you could. I swear, I just realized I can make my camera horizontal, and then I wasted a lot of time. But you know what? We make mistakes in life, it happens. You know, we just gotta get up from them. But now that I know how to work a camera, I have nothing to say. We're basically done with the sketch, so that was useless. You mark out the next line for where the snake thingy ends over here, and then just gotta connect them. I know the snake looks, no, actually I didn't, it's fine. It's a bit bigger than the skull could have been bigger, but it's fine. Ding. Our body kind of comes out over here. Then the light's gone. But you can probably see, so that's fine. So yeah. What I suggest you do is that you just go around kind of fixing any mistakes you have. So I made this a bit thicker, I made the head bigger, and I changed this to be slightly smaller. So just go around, adjusting whatever you need to adjust. Once you're done with that, you can take your hand, like the back of it, or like a tissue, and basically just rub it off. I don't know if the tissue is going to work, so I'm just going to use the back of my hand. Not too much, just lightly, so that it becomes slightly fainter, so that you can line it properly. See? It's kind of faded out, but all the marks are kind of there, and then you can start inking it. I would use, I find the thinnest, but the most, not marker-like, but like a proper pen, not just a ballpoint pen, like an ink pen. And I like the thinnest one that you can find, and one which doesn't smudge properly. I'm going to use my 0.2 liner pen. And I hope you can see this. Wait. No, you cannot. I'm going to bring this down. I think you can see that. Alright, so now you start making your outlines and stuff. So I'm going to go to the skull first. And really just try to copy your reference image. If it changes from what you drew originally, that's fine. That was a rough sketch. Also, I highly recommend get a paper and use it to scribble on every time that your pen dries out, because it will dry out, and that's the only way to like fix it. So at this point, ignore what I'm doing really, and just open up your reference image and try to copy it. My pen's also kind of old, so it's a bit dry. Make sure your skin isn't like moist or anything, because the pen is not going to come out on it. I'm going to speed this up, and you just look at your image for reference and go about it. Now instead of, you can go about doing the smaller stuff and really try to get perfect. The angle actually depends also on how it works, because if you have that angle, it's just so I mess up. I'm basically just going around the skull, putting the layers on the image. You can see obviously like I made it myself that once you start drawing over it, it's going to bleed in the sketch. Let's see if you're done. I'm not sure what happens. I think it's just the same as it was. It's not really close, right? Obviously it's dry, so you know what I mean? I'm going to start now. Also, the smallest pen is just for like pieces of stuff. You can use a thicker pen too, but like I can use stuff, so take it as an event. I'm going to make my 0.5, I'm not sure if you can see the number. But 0.5 is for the eyes. It's like 40 to 9 thicker. Actually, it's thicker. 0.5 is the standard size that you can like pencils and stuff like that, in case you wanted to know. And I think that's all. Yeah, so the standard size is 0.5. I use thicker dark pens for like parts with a sharp shadow as well. Instead of like just sauce. But I'm going to start tonight. Honestly, what the image when you look around doing, because I'm going to make mistakes. I'm going to do. Like I think my eyes are weak on me, probably really wrong. But as long as that black line doesn't really matter. Now go to this area plus these. To take out a ballpoint, because now we're shading, we're not lining, right? And you'll notice that ballpoints, because black ink is either based on blue ink or it's based on red ink, and ballpoints are black ink based on red ink, so when you use them, it ends up looking like a purplish black and looks kind of red around the area where you've drawn, and that's how it looks in the tattoo as well. So I'm going to be using a ballpoint pen, and start doing little shading things. So you know, next to the Deathly Hallow sign, there's a bit of like marking. Go and do that, and you can see the second left drawing. It looks red compared to the pen I used to line the outside with. Go as light or dark as you can, depending on what part you're drawing. And certain parts will probably outline with a thin dark pen if it gets particularly dark in that area. So just keep going on the street part as well. Actually, it doesn't. So again, it doesn't matter. It's very perfectly. It just matters that you're shading in all the places. Confused? Oh, okay. Now, this area, there's no outline by the marker, so I'm going to do a piece and mark out the like, shape with my ballpoint. Keep it light. You don't have to brush too much. Also, I use my wood, my hand, to draw. I use these fingers like this. So I don't smell anything else, so just helps a lot. This way. It's not very that's fine. This is the general idea of what you want to shape with the well, mine's not perfect like my first time, but that's just the end of my arms. Okay. Let's just shape all the places. And then take out your tiny pen. Also, use my pen for this that's all fine. Like, just when you draw, it's just not going to look exactly like that. But I just don't have the mark on my arm, so I guess that's all that is. So you want to draw 5 over again, so you just go over again, and you're complete again, with everything, and you're like that, you want to complete again. I'm going to change the most light, I'm going to do that now. No, it's easy, it's darker or not, so it's kind of light. So I do a bit darker in the upper area, and then a bit lighter below. I found out that you press with my key again, it's more than amount. Before you can stop it, there's a bunch of But if you don't have the lead, then you're seeing it. So keep it tricky with this mess up doing it, I'm going to shake and then do it fine, so that's okay. So if I'm going to shake it, it should be fine. If it doesn't, sorry. You have to say back to it. Final skull looks like. These are a bit weird, I'm gonna probably fix that later. But this is what the skull looks like. You can probably do better because my angle was so weird. But this is the best I could do for now, and then we're going to move on to the rest of it. I'm going to just speed this up because you just need to look at the picture and copy it the best as you can using the different pens that you have or do not have. And the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to take my thick pen and I'm going to re-outline the marks I made for the snake oils. I'm just gonna go crazy basically filling everything and I'm gonna take my marker. Okay, I don't know these words. Let's go. I'm gonna try to find the darkest points and then use this to fill those in because contrast is really important when you're doing ink drawings. Otherwise everything just starts to look the same and it's really messed up and kind of smudgy. So making sure that you keep your contrast is important. Because look at what a big difference that makes. You're probably annoyed I'm going back to the old area, but this is how I draw. I don't know. I'm sorry. Yes, that's the power of a marker. Really increases your contrast. And now I'm going to start shading this in. So you could also do your lining with a marker. Markers tend to fade easily, but my pens stay longer. So see, I can smudge this so easily. So maybe it's not the smartest thing to use a marker for lining, but you can use it for shading. That's fine. Okay, I'm going to speed this up now. I'm taking the shapes and I'm working with that marker. You can use it to smudge it if you want. You don't have to. Actually, it is not from the so it's fine one. You don't have to but it's fine. And this is a blue base black, so you can see my smudge is actually the green water, and my smudge is randomly. So I assume that color is black basically. I think it's really, yeah, pretty much. It's fine, it's fine. So let's keep going with this again, that's all that matters. Easy, yeah. Okay, wait, mark out, because if you want to mess up, I'm going to get my 0.5, or should I do? I like my 0.5, so I can maybe keep it 6, maybe whatever, doesn't matter. That's my good. That's like 0.5. I also just not done yet, I'm sorry about that, I was doing that. It's not much of it, time. Blend inside, and then you come out. I'll do that time, so then use it for order. I don't feel like I time. That's a little, yeah. I'm going to use my bottom shade area, I didn't say that in because it's not much shade, but still. I think I do my best to yeah. That's not that's the shade into it. Shoot, no, don't do that. What did I say? That's nothing to do. Okay. You can see like the red, green, black. These are all black, so black is like a purple black instead of green black. Which is cool. Yeah. I'm just going to pop it together and just let some red, green contrast. It's just cool. Because it's particularly there in the image. You don't have to do this part. You want to. I'm not going to do this part. This part, however, I'll just use it because I'm more annoying. So I'm going to leave the lines over here with both my colors and anything else. When you're done, just going to add your net. You can do it if you want. You don't have to do it all together, but if it comes to all, you might as well. I'm team tired. Even the last portrait, but I was just like shading in, so like I'm so sorry. I can't believe you didn't see any of that. But yeah, this is how far we've gotten. It's basically done. You don't really have to do anything else if you don't want to. Oh yeah, wait, last thing. You will notice that the outside lines of like the things quite faded by now. So just grab your thickest pen and just go over the parts which have faded out. This is the last thing here. I can't just even a more comfortable way to brush my hand. I can't believe I kept it out of the frame thinking I was making it easier for you. Wait, I forgot to look at the mouse. That's some details here. Don't let your hands smudge over anything, because that's gonna be weird. I can't speak, but don't do that, yeah. I think this is about it for the video. This is mine. They're a bit different, obviously. That one's way cooler and mine's a bit more babyish, but this is the best I could do in the time I had. So yeah, that's about it. If you want, and you have a white pen, you can fill in the blank areas with like white, or just fill in the skull with white, or like you can use gold as well. But if you don't want, then that's